good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is going to be all about resetting for the new month. So we're in February 2nd. But yes, we're gonna start resetting for the new year and reviewing the goals that I set the last month so that I can see what the progress is and if anything needs changing. So let's go into it. Okay, so I have my Notion notebook here. It's nothing fancy at all. I'm just trying to get used to it and kind of follow it and see if it works. So far it's working. I like it. I don't do it daily. I don't check on it daily, but I like it. I started the year setting up financial goals because that's like one of the main important things for me right now, and I want to make sure that I achieve those goals for this year. And so to do that, I broke it down into month by month so I can track my progress. I track the progress on a weekly basis anyway, but like I want to see where I'm at month to month, since it's like more of a I don't know, like things change throughout the month, but I know at least I can see and look back at where I was at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. And so I think it will be useful to share that journey with you and also for me, right? Like to keep myself accountable, as I had mentioned before. I got this mug from my sister. Hi sister, if you're watching. Yes, so the financial goals were the ones that I made a video for, and in it I mentioned I wanted to stay on track with my budget and pay down 60% of my debt. Also increase my net worth doing that, and my savings. So those are like the major goals financially. With that said, I have to review how I did on those goals, but I also have other like fitness and overall wellness goals that I didn't share, but I absolutely have. Before, at the end of the last year, I was reflecting on how do I want this new year to be and what things I want to change. And so I dumped all of the things that I would want. And as I go throughout the year, I'm going to be checking to see if that's something that I still want, or like now I'm done with this goal for the beginning of the year, what other goal do I want to work on for the rest of the year, and so on and so forth. So I have a whole list of wish list, I guess, of goals that I want to achieve this year. And yeah, so it's kind of like a shoot for the, what is it? Shoot for the stars. You might land on the moon or something like that. So that's what this is going to be. So enough of talking. Let's see how I did. Alright, so starting off, did I stay on budget for last month? I did not. So I would explain how did I go over budget. So I'm gonna just show or talk about the variable expenses. The ones that are fixed are just fixed. I'm not going to even touch it because it's just what it is. And then nothing really changes from that. I know what to expect, right? So the ones where I'm trying to keep on budget or under budget are like the things that vary month to month, but that I allocate money to, right? So for food, I went 26.62 over budget. But I have an explanation. So I know, like, I usually spend like 200 or a little over 200 sometimes when I buy big things in bulk. So like, for example, this month I bought the protein powder, and also I bought a big can of oil, olive oil. And so those are not usual expenses on a monthly basis, but there'll be a month in the year where I have to make that big purchase. So it kind of throws off my my budget allocation off balance, I guess. Yeah. So I know why I went over that. So for that, my budget is going to remain the same. For gas, I actually didn't drive that much, I guess. My usual budget is 150 per month, and last month I was under budget for $50 by $50, and I think it has to do with actually, let's see, probably because the beginning of the month I was just in Portugal, almost half the month, I guess. No, I was there until the 9th, so I was in Portugal for a bit of the month, so maybe that's why. For disposable, and disposable could be really anything that I could. I think it's most likely. I use it most likely for like going out and spending, eating out. I wanted to allocate $80 on it because not that I want to limit myself going out, but I I want to buy, or I want to go to restaurants that I really like, not just like I don't like going out for lunch during the week. There's this restaurant close to work that I really like, but I don't like to spend my disposable money for eating out during lunchtime. And that actually, so to say that because, I'm saying that because I went over budget for disposable by 97.84 cents. And that's because I was not prepared, right? When I was in Portugal and I came back in the middle of the week and I didn't have anything to eat for lunch, so I went out and bought lunch, which is fine, right? Like it's not always going to be perfect, but I just yeah, I don't feel bad about this because I know that I used it to go see friends, catch up, or for needed things, but I still did go over my budget, so I'm just marking that down. Uh, but yeah, so if I just prepare like I usually do, and really just, I mean, I don't know, it's fine. It's the beginning of the year, and I haven't seen friends in a while. I haven't hung out with um, some of my friends in a while. I was gone for like 3 weeks, so I think it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so the next thing, laundry. So I budgeted for laundry like $20, and I only spent $10 last month, and I think that's again because I was out for some part of the month. Okay, for my travel spending, I I was under budget by 33.66, but this one I need to actually um, talk to my boyfriend because when I was in Portugal, when I go to Portugal, he pays with his card and then we split the expenses split wise. That just makes it easier for both of us to manage like who pays what. So I need to get the bill for that still, and it's gonna have to go into the February month. Moving on to gifts. That one was over budget. There were just more birthdays and things to account for, I guess, this month, and that's okay. That was what, almost $60 over budget. So okay, so for financial goals, then the overall uh, month, I'm gonna say was not met because a lot of fluctuations. So granted, I had some categories in which I went over budget and others where I went under budget, but at the end it was like overall I think it was like minus something. I'll put the amount here. So it was under budget. Over budget for that, which is fine. Like I said, I explained it. Oh, another thing is so this is with not accounting the amount of money that I put into my savings and into like paying down my debt. And sometimes like I started to notice this where I will hoard my money, and I'm just I don't want to spend it. And that's probably if maybe like my categories are really low for you, or you know, compared to you. I have a different lifestyle, right? But even with that, I do not try to spend my money. I just kind of like want to keep it all. And so with that, I a lot of like the money that is left over, um, a great majority of it just goes into savings. I could probably expand my budget to accommodate for more disposable income, for example, or for more food or something like that. But I don't see the need right now, and I'm very good like at keeping it at this level. But in which I found a little bit of a problem, I guess, was it's letting go of the money, right? And so I like to pay down my debt, which is another one of my goals, is to pay off 60% of it by the end of this year. And I was really close to, so it has to be 5% every month. And I was really close to it. It was like almost 4% for the month. And I was like, oh, okay, I think I can just leave it like that. I'll just wait until next month, and next month I'll make the 5%. But I had the money to complete the 5%. I just didn't want to let go of the money. I was like, I think I paid enough. And so that money is not just like, you know, for other things. It's just sitting there, and I guess, yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to let go of the money, and that probably has to do with like, you know, financial trauma or something like that, which I probably need to reflect on. But it's just something that I noticed at the beginning of this year when I was like so close to meeting that 5%, and then I didn't want to do it. But then, you know, I talked myself through like, bitch, this is your goal. You have to make it happen. You can't start off with the left foot, I guess. You need to do it right. If something happens throughout the year, then well, but like now I know I can do it, so I have to do it, you know. So I will mark that as complete. Emergency savings. Like I said, that one is met. I think I overdid myself there, and I'm probably just gonna maybe give myself a little more disposable income this month. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, right now, I just need to focus on adding the amount of money for my emergency savings that I need to complete the goal for this year. And so that's the thing. I don't know. I need to reflect. Like sometimes when I have more money left over, I just want to send it to savings, and then yeah. But you know, I make things do, so it's fine for now. So for personal goals, I wanted to start the 75 Hard Challenge, and I started it, but I failed on one day. That was crazy busy, and I couldn't get my workouts in. And I didn't want to restart again, so I just wanted to continue the things that I really that are really a challenge for me. Like working out is not a challenge. I do that pretty much every day, like either on a run or walking. So there's always that I'm always doing something. But there's some of the things that I don't really like for example, the drinking the water. Like I didn't plan on drinking 1 gallon of water, so I was already not following the challenge to the T. But I did want to stop the alcohol, and so far it's so good. So I've been to like social gatherings and stuff, and I have not taken any alcohol, and I feel good about it. Like before, I would just feel guilty into not, just doing it with everybody else, and it doesn't make a difference. In fact, actually, I guess it does make a difference when you go out and you don't have anything to drink. You come back home late and you go to sleep, you're tired and all that, but the next morning you wake up and you're perfectly fine. Like you're not, like, don't have a headache or feel groggy for drinking the night before or anything like that. And that was like the most amazing feeling. Like I was just like, oh wow, this is what it feels like to go out and come back home and not feel like shit the next morning. So yeah, but I will still I still enjoy drinking beer and wine and cocktails and stuff. So I will pick it up again in 2 months. So I'll just do that for 2 months. So yeah, that was not meant, but that now it's changing to just no alcohol for the next 2 months. So like right now, I guess in another month and a half. For gym workouts, the goal is to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and specifically for lifting weights, I think. Yeah, that one was not met. I only attended, so I was out, like I said again, in Portugal at the beginning of the year, and for the rest of the month, I only went like 7 days. And so to make the goal happen, I need to attend at least 12 times during the month. But I'm gonna give myself grace on that as well, because I came back from Portugal, I was tired, I was trying to get into the rhythm of things again, and yeah, so it was a little bit rough, I guess, in that sense, but I'm not going to pressure myself and you know burn myself out. I'm not going to do that. At least that's not what I'm looking to do with these goals. It's just like, if my phrase for this year is just gentle transformation, be okay with myself and like setting these goals and stuff, but if I don't achieve them, not like I'm slacking, but also be nice to myself, because if I'm not nice to myself, why would I expect any other person to be nice to me, The other personal goal is to read or listen to one audiobook per month. I actually am going to take the audiobook out of the equation because I love listening to audiobooks, and so that is a very easy goal for me to achieve. So I'm going to not count the audiobooks, but I will keep the read one book per month, like one physical book per month, or like ebook, I guess is fine too. And I'm going to say that was completed. I finished reading the Way of the Superior Man, and I okay, let me warm up my coffee. So I was saying, I read The Way of the Superior Man for last month, and I mean, it's definitely a different book than what I'm used to reading. It's very much from male masculine essence perspective, and I just was curious, and that's why I decided to read it. I stopped reading it halfway through, I think, because I was just not liking, I guess, what it was talking about. But then I realized, okay, let me just pick it up. I need to finish this book, either like it or not, completely. And then I started to get more used to it, I guess. And it was like, yeah, I probably don't necessarily agree with everything that he's saying on this book, but some of the things that are actually true make sense, and maybe that's why I didn't like it. But I think I just recommend it based on that it's going to open yourself to a different point of view that you would have probably never explored if you hadn't read the book. So yeah, I think recommend it, even if like this is, I think, a book more geared towards men, and definitely towards men with masculine essence. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. So for this new month, I'm going to be reading The One Summer in Italy or something. I just got this book from my friend yesterday, and I started reading it, and I started crying on the first chapter. And so I'm looking forward to yeah, finish this book soon. This month is uploading one YouTube video a week. So yeah, this YouTube channel is more of an exploration of what I could do other than, like, you know, my regular 9 to 5 job. Would it be a dream to just do YouTube videos and travel and then do this as a job? I think so. I think it would be fun. But I'm like really far from that. So at this point, I'm just doing it because I've always loved filming and like telling stories, and I like to do that through my travel videos. And there's always like crazy stories that just happen, or I don't know, it's just me seeing the crazy stories. I think everybody has a really crazy story when they travel, and so like those memories and those stories, I want to make sure that they are saved somewhere where I can look back and I enjoy, you know, like I enjoy watching the videos that I took months ago from like vacations and stuff. I relive those moments, I guess, through watching the videos. And so like this series about like self-development and financial stuff are things that I'm also passionate about. And so I just, you know, to record my progress. So up to this point, I would say that I completed that for last month, and that'll still be a goal for next month. So upload one YouTube video per week. For career, I have written down that I will attend all of my French classes. So at the work, we have French classes offered to us once a week, and last year I would just miss the class because I didn't feel like it. This is during lunch time, and I sometimes didn't feel like going into class and I would just skip it. But this year I'm going to really take it serious, really study it, and or at least, you know, at the minimum attend all of my French classes. And I can say that I'm gonna say that was completed. I was out at the beginning of the year for one of the classes, so I'm not gonna count that. But so far I've attended all of the classes. For new goals that were not that are going to be part of next month's review is going to be to update my resume. I've been playing with the idea in my head of just probably changing careers, or I don't know. There's some things in the background and that I want to do, and for those things I need to start with, you know, little steps, and one of those is updating my resume, and yeah, like just going through it again, and maybe next month I can start like applying for jobs. One of my other personal goals is to feel comfortable with rejection, and I really want to challenge myself in that, and with that I need to start getting, you know, prepared to get rejected by, you know, submitting resumes and stuff like that. So I need to work on that next month. Also, well, I mean this month I want to start decluttering my house. There's just too many things. There's still that Amazon box there with donation stuff, and I just want to dedicate a day, maybe one of these rainy days that are coming up, and then just kind of put things in there without mercy and get rid of the things that I don't want. there's so many things that I want to declutter, and I'm just going to do that throughout the month, hopefully. But yeah, so that's one of the things. Okay, I think that's it for now. So thank you for joining me today, and hope that this inspires you to review what you have done so far in the beginning of the year, give you some motivation to start setting goals for this month. Try to focus on just this month and not the whole year, so that you can have more of a urge to complete those goals. And with that said, that's all for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
I was quietly protective of my heart to reassure that I couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. If you hadn't been so patient, you'd be easy to ignore. You put up with all my till you didn't anymore. And now I stand here calling at your door. Oh, now I stand here calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours, anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm yours, and now we're singing.